Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tarot CelebriTEA with your boy Ducky. Today, we are going to be reading some tarot cards for Jin and Jimin from BTS. So, remember to keep in mind that these videos are for entertainment purposes. And why is that, you may ask? If you are new around here, well, that is because we do not have Jin or Jimin here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards and how I'm interpreting the cards is resonating with them or is not resonating with them. That's not to say that I'm not accurate, but we just don't know for sure because they're not here. So just remember to take these videos and what I say with a grain of salt. And without further ado, let's get started on Jin and Jimin's tarot card reading. So let's start with just their overall combined energy currently. What is their current overall energy whenever they're together or whenever they're speaking or, conversing with one another, hanging out? We got the sun. What a beautiful card to come up first. The sun is all about joy, happiness, success, feeling all nice and warm and fuzzy. And we got the Hierophant in reverse, but they make their own rules, They have their own. It's also like I'm just hearing they have their own language. Their friendship is so fun and joyous that they kind of like they just know each other. And we got the Queen of Wands. There's so much, you know, drive here and passion. And passion in like an amicable, friendly sense. They're very passionate about one another in regards to like they care so much about one another. And that's a beautiful type of friendship. You don't have to care about someone so intently that you're dating them, but that can happen in friendships as well. This type of like passion for one another, this type of just wanting the best for one another. So yeah, let's just get an oracle card here. We got Topaz. Forgiveness heals. Ah, there's so much warmth here. Like, look at this. There's so much pink here, which pink is symbolic of love. It can also symbolize the heart chakra, which is green, but also pink can be a symbol for the heart chakra, which is all about love and peace and unity. Healing here is what's popping up to me. There's just a lot of healing here. Like whenever the two of them are together, Jin and Jimin, they have a lot of fun. They're always optimistic with one another. Things are great. There's also a lot of creativity because we got the Queen of Wands here, which is the most creative queen out of the four queens. She's artistic. She loves anything that is arts related or anything that pertains to being creative. So it seems like the two of them, when they're together, they're just very creative, and they also kind of march to the beat of their own drum with the Hierophant here coming up in reverse. The Hierophant normally right side up is all about sticking to traditional code of ethics or beliefs or moral compass. When this card comes in reverse, it could talk about coming up with your own set of beliefs or moral compass or ways to live by. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. I'm not really seeing anything negative except like with the Hierophant here in reverse, it could also talk about like gaining bad advice. So sometimes maybe the two of them scheme. They scheme. They come up with like little ideas that that maybe get them in a little bit of trouble. But like there's a little bit of a rebellious factor to them, but it's like all in good fun, all about wanting to be positive and joyful and live in the moment and sparking their creativity. So I'm just seeing I'm getting a lot of very good energy from these cards. So, all right. So, let's get into Jin and Jimin's personal energy, shall we? What's going on overall with each of their individual lives. And then we will finish off with just some advice for both of them. And that should be it. All right. So here we will start with their energies, their individual energies. So let's start with Jin. What is Jin's overall energy like currently? We got the Hermit in reverse. And we got the Seven of Cups. Okay. Interesting. Now, what is Jimin's current overall energy like? We got the Lovers in reverse. Aww. Yeah, there's a separation. And the Three of Swords just popped out in reverse. There's some healing going on here. So, very interesting. Yeah. So, let's just start here with this. Currently, we got, for Jin's overall energy right now, we got the Hermit. The Hermit is all about being indoors. Maybe you're keeping to yourself, being a little bit isolated. Maybe because you're learning, you're wanting to gain insight about things. But when this card comes in reverse, all of this lonely energy, or not lonely energy, but just like isolation, does get lonely, to where you then do start becoming a little bit too secluded from everything else. So I feel like Jin right now is keeping to himself a lot. He's not really talking to many people much. Maybe he's not really going out much. Maybe he's not really open to listening or taking into consideration other people's advice right now. There's just a lot going on in his head, is what I'm seeing, or in his feelings, rather, because we got the Seven of Cups, and the Suit of Cups is all about your feelings, right? And Seven is all about having a lot of options. So it seems like Jin is feeling very, I guess he's feeling, I guess confused would be the best word that I'm wanting to say. That's coming to my mind right now, is that he is a little bit confused in regards to just being there. There's a lot of options for him to do, or for him to like choose from. But he's kind of just like keeping to himself. He's not really wanting to engage in spending time with people, or going out, or like talking to people. And I think it's just like he just wants to be in his feels right now. Maybe he just wants to feel all of these feelings, different feelings that are going on in his mind and his heart. And he's just kind of wanting to stick to himself right now. Like, just he's just like, let me be in my feels. And Jimin's overall energy is interesting because we got the Lovers here. Oh, I always forget to block this, because there's a little bit of nudity. There's some nudity in this card, so we don't want to get in trouble or nothing. But with the Lovers card here showing up in reverse, the Lovers is ruled by Gemini, which is a dual sign, right? When this card comes in reverse, there is a separation that was kind of unwanted. Jimin is currently being separated from either people that he loves, or things that he enjoys being a part of or doing. There's a separation here. There's a disconnect here that has happened, and there's some heartache here. There's some. He feels bad. He's kind of in his head a lot right now, because he's like, oh no, did I do the right decision? Did I, because the Lovers card, since it is ruled by Gemini, Gemini is a very intellectual sign. They're ruled by the element of air. And so the Lovers in reverse also talks about having a disconnect from your mind and your body, or your mind and your heart. Jimin feels like, he's thinking like, did I do the right thing? Or like, should I have gone with my emotions? Should I have made a different decision? So there's some indecisiveness going on here, and there's some sadness because of this separation that's going on in his current life. So let's finish off with some advice for Jin and advice for Jimin. Advice for Jin, strength in reverse. Oh, he's just in his feels, y'all. I don't know if this is resonating. If you are a fan of Jin or Jimin, let me know what you're thinking of this reading, because I like to go into these videos blindly as much as I can, so I don't know what's going on, but I do feel that like Jin has a lot of feelings right now that he just kind of wants to process, and he's like, just leave me alone, y'all. Like, just let me be in my feels. The moon in reverse. And then we got Moonstone, heightened intuition. All right, let's get some advice for Jimin. Two of Pentacles. And Death in reverse. Interesting. They are both going through some major stages of their life right now. You know how sometimes we have big chapters in our life, and then we have some smaller chapters, some smaller events in our lives. Both of them are going through a major chapter in each of their individual lives right now, and the reason why I'm saying this is because we got the strength card here and the moon card as advice cards for Jin, and these are two of the first 22, I think it's 22 cards of the tarot deck, the aka the major arcana. And you know, when you get a lot of cards from the first 22 cards of the deck in a reading, that means that there's a major chapter going on, or a major life lesson that the person is enduring or is going through. So the advice for Jin I'm seeing here is to allow himself to be vulnerable, allow himself to stay in those feelings. You know, there's a lot of feelings that he's currently going through and processing. And yeah, he is kind of keeping to himself. And the advice I'm seeing is for him to just allow himself to continue to be vulnerable, continue to feel those feelings. But also to remember that not everything is as it seems. You know, just because you're in your feelings right now and it feels like things are hopeless, things will never are not going to get better. There is that, you know, that Buddhist mentality where things come and go, things energy is constant, and because it's constant, it's always moving, it's always changing, and therefore things aren't always going to be bad for Jin. You know, his emotions aren't always going to be a little bit like on the spectrum of being like heavier and maybe a little bit sad and gloomy. You know, he's going to experience some goodness again. Things will get better again. And he has some heightened intuition at this time. So that's also why he's just maybe possibly feeling very sensitive about things. You know, he's very much in his feelings, and he's definitely entitled to feel whatever feelings he is currently going through, but to also keep in mind that these are just feelings that will come and go, and good feelings will are bound to come back. But yeah, that's just what I'm seeing for Jin. Now, the advice I'm seeing for Jimin, we got the Two of Pentacles here. And look at all this movement here. You have this person here that's juggling two coins, two pentacles. And you know, when you're juggling, you got a lot of things you're doing. You're multitasking. You're having that hand-eye coordination, making sure you got a rhythm going, making sure you're paying attention to whatever things you are juggling, while also staying grounded. So the advice I'm seeing for Jimin is to make sure to have lots of projects going while during this time, like during this heartache and this kind of separation that's going on that is a little bit unwanted. This is something that was needing to happen. You know, the death card in reverse talks about an enforced change. You know, this was a change that was bound to happen, regardless if you like, as even if you tried like delaying it as much as you could, it was bound to happen. You know, um, this there's no going around it. There's no trying to stall, or I guess you can stall, but eventually you're gonna have to face the music, as they say. You're gonna have to face the situation. And the advice for him is to just embrace this change that's going on, but to keep himself busy by having lots of projects going on. Um, and through all these, like, this change that is going on in his life, this kind of like separation that I'm sensing, it's causing him to go through his own spiritual path, his own spiritual journey. And I really think he's going to come out of this with a lot of great truth, is just what I'm seeing, because turquoise is representative of like blue, um bluish green, you know, which is representative of the heart chakra and the throat chakra. So I feel like out of this situation that's going on, this little separation Jimin's going through, he's going to learn how to speak more honestly and truthfully and communicate that. And whether that's, you know, through a creative outlet, you know, but definitely he needs to continue having all some like creative projects going on, or some projects where he's able to express himself honest honest honestly and truthfully. So that's what I'm seeing for Jimin and Jin. So let me know what you thought of this video. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, or a thumbs down if you did not like the video. And if you did not like the video, let me know why. I'm always open to constructive criticism and willing to try to do better. Yeah, and remember to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and sexually. Love and respect yourselves and others, and stay hydrated. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.